back. It is Sunday sit-down time. With us now virtually our two very special guests. We have Brad and Jen Loos, the parents of Ryan Loos. Brad, Jen, how you guys doing today?
Good. Hanging in there.
Yeah, doing really good. Thanks for having us tonight.
Well, of course, the 6th annual Rally for Ryan game was yesterday, and for the first time, you guys were not able to be there in person since Brad, unfortunately, you've tested positive for COVID. First off, how are you doing? How's everything going?
Yeah, not bad. I'm one of the lucky ones. My symptoms were extremely mild, and actually today I feel 100 times better. So I think I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Just the game itself, the Rally for Ryan game, how did it feel to be at home, watching that?
Jen, I'll let you have that one.
It was kind of sad, to be honest. It was like you have this little baby you carry, and then you're not there for the birth. It's like a big culmination. It's always such a special event for us. And then, we found out a few days prior that Brad had tested positive, so he wouldn't be able to go. So all of us were bummed. Ryan, she was definitely sad because she's grown to kind of enjoy that day. So it was definitely a different feel, but we were still able to kind of plan everything from here. And we had an awesome group of volunteers that usually help us, and they went up to the arena and did everything themselves while we were stuck in the house. So, it still worked out good.
You guys were able to raise $65,000 for pediatric cancer research during a pandemic. Brad, what does that say about, what your daughter has been able to accomplish?
Well, yeah, I think it says a lot about the Mizzou family and just how compassionate and caring that they are. Ryan's story really resonated with the state of Missouri. And, if you'd have told me going into this, just going into COVID period, that we could raise that much money, I'd have told you were a liar. But it's amazing. I'm still blown away by that number. We raised $80,000 last year, and that's with 13,000 people in the arena. And to raise $65,000 this year with only 2,000 in the arena, man, it just goes to show you how special a place this is.
Brad and I, once we started thinking about the whole COVID situation, I don't know where we came up with this number, but we were like, you know what? We'll be really happy if we raise $20,000. So we completely blew that away.
How difficult was it to host a Rally for Ryan game during a pandemic?
Well, I think Jen nailed it. The prep work wasn't as, it was the same as it's always been, right? It's getting the social media word out there. It's putting together the marketing plan. It's putting together the auction, getting volunteers organized. So all that stuff was fairly similar. But, the day of was where it was really interesting. But we're so grateful that we have so many great volunteers that have been with us through the last 6 years that really, as far as we're concerned, it kind of ran pretty seamlessly. Everybody knew their role already and understood what was expected. And they just put the plan into action. And so it really goes to show you just how meaningless me and Jen are in this whole thing. This thing's a finely tuned machine now, and our volunteers just took it and ran with it. And then there's a guy named Tony Daniels that works in our marketing department that kind of headed all this up for us, and he was just incredible.
Well, it was announced at the game yesterday that the GP Made Foundation, led by Gary and Missy Pinkle, donated $15,000 themselves, and you kind of hinted at a partnership. So what's the new partnership between you and Gary Pinkle's foundation?
Well, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But, yeah, Coach called and said, hey, look, we want to get involved. One of their main pillars for their organization centers around pediatric cancer research as well. And so, it's just a natural fit. I think it was actually Missy's idea that they wanted to get involved with us and make a donation towards Rally for Ryan. And so, we're extremely grateful for Coach, Missy, and their foundation and the work that they do. And, we look forward to helping them out now in any way, shape, or form that we can help them out.
Jen, how have Ryan's, going, I know she goes and gets her scans every couple months. What's that been like during a pandemic? Have you guys been able to get the regular scans? Have there been any hoops that you guys have had to jump through?
Last year when COVID had just kind of come about, we skipped one of our trips to New York, and instead we scanned here at Women's and Children's, which was completely fine because I think at that point in time, travel was really kind of a nightmare, and they they preferred us to just stay here since she was not in active treatment. Since then, she's actually, her scans have lengthened a little bit. So instead of going every 3 months, she goes every 6 months. So we traveled to New York like November, and it wasn't too bad. We were in and out within like 2 days. We had to fly in like a day early and get a COVID swab. They processed it really quick. We were both negative at that point in time. So, it wasn't a whole lot different. We were in and out. So it may be different with those kids that are staying there a long time, but it was pretty harmless, painless for us.
And how is Ryan doing? How long has it been, that she has been cancer-free?
She was 4 years cancer-free in December of 2020. So she's a little over 4 years, I think about 50 months. We'll go back to New York for her next set of scans in April. So she gets a couple scans still. They've actually scaled those back too. So when we go, she gets only 2 scans, and then they do some blood work, and she's just followed by a long-term follow-up, just from some long-term issues that the chemo might have caused. But she's doing great, playing basketball, doing dance, just kind of living her 10-year-old life.
How's her basketball game, Brad? What do you think?
It is amazing to me that she lived in the house of a basketball coach for however many years now, 11 years. Well, I guess she was 8 when I stopped coaching, or 9. But the concept of basketball didn't take hold with Ryan. She's definitely in it more for the social aspect than she is for the basketball aspect of it.
She definitely appreciates the social aspect of it more.
Yeah, but as long as she's having fun, you know what? That's all that matters to me.
Absolutely. And just how important do you think it is to, especially during the COVID times, to continue to raise money for pediatric cancer research? Do you think it maybe is, taking the back seat? Of course, we got this pandemic going on, but for you guys to still have this and still raise this much money, what do you think that means?
Well, the important thing that people have to understand is that, yeah, COVID has been horrible, and it's changed the day-to-day lives of almost everybody, right? But the one thing it didn't change was cancer. Cancer does not care about COVID. And these kids are still battling this disease on a daily basis, fighting for their lives. And so, obviously COVID is important, but, we want to make sure people are aware that there still is a need there for pediatric cancer research trials, and that the work still goes on. And, it didn't stop because of COVID. And these kids still need our help as much now as they ever did. And so that's why I think, us raising the money that we did, it really shows that, the people of Missouri truly do care about this cause and understand that the fight must go on.
Well, we wish you guys definitely the best. Hopefully Brad recovering from the virus, and the rest of your family. Hope you guys will be back to normal as soon as possible. And we appreciate you guys coming on the show virtually. Brad, hopefully the basement is, I've been down there. You got to pop a shot. You got some gymnastic stuff, so maybe you can.
You got to come back. We've got a ping pong table now, too.
Ooh.
He really doesn't have that bad of a setup.
Well, okay, we'll definitely look forward to taking you up on that at a later time. But thanks so much for coming on tonight, and hopefully everyone will continue to support Rally for Ryan for years to come.
Hey, thank you for having us on, and really appreciate you helping us get the word out and helping us raise money.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, guys. We'll be right back after this.